There's like a whole backstory. I don't know if you want all this, but um,
This is your episode, Melissa.
so we had talked about being done having kids. Oh, I don't know if I want to go there. And basically he said, so he didn't want to get a vasectomy because he's a Mexican, typical fucking Mexican man. And of course I took it upon, us Mexican women are always doing the fucking most for the wrong people. And I took it upon myself to make an appointment because we talked about us being done with kids. And this was at the end of 2019. And so I set my appointment to get my tubes tied. And all the while, like January, I had my appointment in February, beginning of February. He sat with me in the hospital and everything, and let me tie my tubes while he knew the other woman, he had someone else pregnant. So that part. So then in April, when he told me he had someone else pregnant, that's when I realized, like, oh wow, you fucking sat with me in the hospital and let me tie my tubes. Why would you do that? His response was,
the joy of children laughing around you. These are the makings of you. It is true, the makings of you.
What's up, good people? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's your host, Mr. D713 with Everythang Culture. And we're back with you with another Makings of You. And tonight, this afternoon, and this morning, we have Melissa. How you doing, Melissa?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I am pretty awesome. For the folks that may not know me, I'm Drake. And we do the Makings of You. This is an intro to our guests. Prior to their intro, this is basically prior to them coming on to another show where we have a panel of guests and we have conversations about, different things in culture, society, and their expertise in life, or just their thoughts, where they would like to share. But tonight we're talking all about Melissa. All right, Melissa P. Melissa Perez. What would you like me to call you tonight, Melissa?
Melissa, whatever, Mel, whatever, Melly, whatever.
Look at these A-listers. All right. So, once again, it's around 30 questions or so. Quite a few of them open-ended. Sometime I might ask you a question, and you're going to ask me another question, and I'll be like, it's up to you. All right? Because really, the makings of you. So, however you want to respond, it's the correct way. It's no right or wrong answer. It's your answer. It's your response. So we're all here for it, okay?
Okay.
All right. You feeling good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's shake and bake. All right. So first question we have for you tonight, Melissa. How would you define Melissa?
I would say selfless, loving, determined, ambitious, and just all around I have a big heart. I'm a good-hearted woman. I'm passionate.
Okay. Thank you.
About everything I do, though. Everything. My kids, relationships, friendships, all that.
All right. Thank you. Work. Okay. So all around you passion. You can put your all into it, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. Okay. What culture or what cultures do you represent?
Hispanic, Latina. My dad's from Sonora, Mexico, and my mom's from here, Arizona. So just off, right? The border's like right 45 minutes from here.
Okay. Huh? What do you identify as?
Latina American, Mexican American. To me, those are the same. I know some people don't think that, but to me, those are the same. One and the same.
No, I feel it. I'm steady learning more and more about this, especially since moving from Texas to Seattle. I'm seeing a different perspective and thought process, but it's all welcome. And, you know, every day is school day. All right. So where are you from?
Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona. Now, is it as hot as everybody say it is in Tucson?
Yes, Phoenix is even hotter, but I think the hottest is gotten here. It's like 122 at one point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll be thinking 110 is hot. 122? Nah.
Yeah, it's dry. It's dry heat. It's not a good feeling. I mean, your AC don't even work right in that kind of heat.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just saying it to my perspective. Some people maybe feel comfortable with that. I don't know who, but
not me.
So, how old are you? Do you mind sharing?
This month on the 25th, I'll be 38.
Happy early birthday. So, you know, usually the next question now I have on down the list is, I think what that would make you a Pisces?
Aries.
Aries. Okay, you're Aries. All right.
But I'm not like the typical Aries is what I've always been. Oh, you're an Aries. I mean, I think I've grown out of that. Not like the aggressive, temperamental. I can be that, but I'm not like that all the time.
Learn to have a little bit more control over yourself.
Oh yeah, I've had therapy in my life, so yes.
Hey, y'all already know how we feel like therapy. Y'all already know how we feel about therapy on the Makings of You and on Everythang Culture. You know, we support that. Okay. So, how would you define your childhood and upbringing?
I would say a struggle. I lived with my mom and my dad were together, like living in the same home up until I was 5. And then we were in shelters and plenty of shelters. And then my mom finally got on the list for the projects and we moved into there. We lived there. And my dad was in and out of our lives. He'd come and visit us, but we didn't understand, you know. And it was not till my mom and my sisters and my brother and I got into an accident. I want to say maybe 9 or 10 years old I was when she won like a lawsuit, and she had the money to build the house that we had after. I think around 11. I was 11 when we moved into that house.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was my dad was a very, very, very domestic violence, abusive man to my mom. That's all we knew. So that's how and my sisters and I are very, I should say, I can speak for myself. I was a lot like how my dad and my mom allowed us to see. A lot of abuse, and I mean a lot of abuse done to us too. So,
wow.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for sharing with us. You know, we really appreciate transparency and openness of our guests, and we give it in the same way. You know, always take care of yourself, but with life, these are things that hit us sometimes. But seriously, thank you for sharing with us about that.
I mean, it wouldn't be truthful. I hate liars, so I wouldn't be honest. I wouldn't be myself if I wasn't being honest. So,
well, this is the Makings of Melissa, so that's what we get. Y'all make sure to tune in. All right. So, what were the roles of your caregivers coming up? Like, what did they do?
No. My dad was always the provider up until my mom didn't want to be with him. Then he wasn't. My nana, which is my nana Berta, which is my dad's mom, and my nana Clarita, which is my mom's mom. They took a big part in my life, and they raised us it helped my mom a lot because she had 6 kids, 5 girls. We were all teenagers at the same time, and it was actually 4 of us were. It was intense, definitely intense. We were kind of wild. We jumped, So my nana would keep an eye on us. Her mom, my nana Clarita, we lived next door to her. So I had my nana Clarita, my nana Berta, my tia Gloria, which is a second mom to me. She took me in when I was 14 when my mom kicked me out of her house. And then my tia Terry that took me in when I was 17 which was the last time my dad laid his hands on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you have 5 siblings.
6. Yeah,
6.
5. Okay. 5 from my mom and my dad, and then 2 others, one before my mom and one after my mom.
Okay. So 7. All right.
Yeah.
And where do you fall in the lineage of your siblings?
Well, my dad's oldest son, we didn't grow up with. My dad introduced us to him literally the night before he went to prison for 5 years. And I was the only sister that wrote to him because I wanted to know him. I wanted to know who he was and why we never met him. And then my sister, Jessica, she just turned 41. And then myself, I'm the third, I guess. Third of my dad's, second of my mom's, the second oldest. But I would say I took more of the caregiver or the older girl's role, older daughter's role, because my sister Jessica had 3 kids that she didn't necessarily raise. She lost them to CPS. So me and my mom had took custody. I guess CPS gave us placement of. So I was raising kids since she had her baby at 16. I was 11, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was going to be a question that I'm going to bring in now is, when did you have your first sense of responsibility?
Well, my mom had my little brother and sister, which my brother's going to be 30 this year. My sister's going to be 29. They're like 10 months apart. So she had them very close in age, which is why my nana, her mom, always had to help her. And we were always with her. But we took a lot of responsibility once my mom had those 2 kids, like literally way after my dad. Wait, like my dad had his own girlfriend and everything, and she got pregnant. So, by my dad. So we all have the same parents. And, let me see. Maybe 9, 8. Yeah, we were in the projects, and I had to take care of my little sister and brother.
And yourself. Don't forget yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. So where do you consider home now?
Like place? What do you mean?
Anywhere. Like, once again, opening, what do you consider home?
Honestly, home is where my kids are. I don't have a strong relationship with my mom. So home is where my kids are, because to me, my kids are my home. I've definitely lost a lot of myself when I got into the only relationship I had, and I had my kids with him. So my home is where my kids are, and they live with me full time. So, I mean, they go with their dad every other weekend, but sometimes not that. So.
Okay. How old are your kiddos?
My daughter she's 16. She'll be 17 in July. That's so scary to say. And my son is going to be 14 on the 18th. We're a week apart.
Oh, you got some teenagers. Okay. That built different. All right.
It is different. It's hella different, because all my friends I have a lot of friends that are just having babies. And I'm like, oh God, I can't imagine not sleeping at this age. When they're sick, I don't sleep. So I just pray for them.
Hey, you're appreciated on all sides. Tell you that. Once again, y'all are listening to the Makings of Melissa. So, going into our next question, What were and what are your beliefs?
My beliefs are honestly a strong relationship with Jesus, our Lord and Savior, God. I don't know, I don't use the word Christianity because it just kind of gives, people make it a bad word, I guess. They kind of throw salt on it for what it is. But to me and what it means to be, I go to a Baptist church now, but to me and what it means for me to be a Christian is a relationship with Jesus. So I just try to root myself in his word, and I can honestly thank my Nana Bertha for that, because my older sister and I, we were baptized Catholic, and we have Ninas, but now I think my mom converted before I was one. So yeah, I mean, all I know is the gospel. So I mean, and that's how I raise my kids. And it's funny because a lot of people will come up to me in public and ask me, like, just my kids' mannerisms are different than kids of nowadays. Mm-hmm. And people, and even my friends tell me, I forget that your daughter's 16. I let her be a kid because that's something that was taken from me. So I let her be a kid. So she wants to go to a quinceañera or she wants to go to a party. Like, I explained to her all the things that can happen. So in that, she'll take her own water bottle, her own snacks in her purse. And I'm just like, just be responsible. Like, remember, candy isn't candy nowadays, even if it looks like it's sour candy, you know?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Candy wasn't candy when we was coming up too. So that's the thing. It's like, I talk to a lot of my peers that have kids, a lot of my friends, and they expressed that, these kids. And I'm like, y'all don't remember how we were at that age? I'm like, come on now. Like, we were doing some wild stuff too. Did y'all forget? Like,
yeah. Me and my friend talked about that the other day. She's like, oh, I let my daughter, have a whole party. A little extreme, I think. Like a whole party with her friends and they buy all the liquor. She's buying all the liquor. And I'm like, girl.
She's trying to be that cool parent. It was always that one cool parent.
There's a line, baby girl, you got to draw. That's not okay. Like, to each their own, but I'm just saying. I'm going to
we have to do the makings of your friend to see how we got there in the first place, But that's we talking about the makings of Melissa today, so we'll get to it. So, but thank you for sharing.
What was the question? Hold on.
No, that was like, but you hit it. That's enough. We ain't even got to worry about that. But our next one is, what or who have been the biggest influence in your life?
My Nana Bertha, which is my dad's mom, and this girl, she was a teacher. Her name was Gloria. I recently, about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, found her on Facebook. I'd been looking for her for years and I couldn't find her. And I finally found her. And we still have this, to this day, she still lives here in Tucson, and we still haven't made time to get together. It's just busy. I know. But yeah, Gloria's been a big influence because there was a time in my life I was going to alternative school to like try to accelerate, because in high school I had to drop out a lot because my sister kept having kids. So I had to help. So I didn't go to school. I think I started junior year and then I didn't finish. So I was behind. And I had that was the only time my mom accepted me back home, when I was actually helping her with the kids, with Jessica's kids. So, but I was going to give up, like in school and all. Like in my head, I was like, I know school's going to get me out of like poverty, I love to learn, whether it's just anything anyone can teach me. I just love to learn. I want to soak it up like a 2-year-old. I love to learn, whether it's something that has to do indirectly with me, just anything. I just love to learn. So I've always said, and she saw that in me, and she used to tell me, don't give up, mija. She used to call me her starfish. So she put my name in to be like this guest speaker And the year that I graduated from there, I was 20. I was 20 when I finished my last like half a credit. And then I graduated, like walked when I was 21, and my dumbass got pregnant. So when I was walking, I was pregnant. Oh yeah, but it's okay because now she's almost 17.
It all works out.
Right. But yeah, Gloria was a big influence. She kept me and just kept my mind right because I didn't have anybody. I really didn't have anybody to. The aunt that I lived with at the time, the tia that I lived with, she was she was big about me helping her. Everywhere I stayed, I had to pay. So I've always like cleaned my dad's house. I did housekeeping for my dad's two dentist friends, an attorney friend, or two attorney friends and a dentist. And that kept my money coming in. I've always had to pay for my own phone since I was like 14. My first job was at 14, actually. I worked at Wiener Schnitzel. So it was just I was always doing something. But I always kept myself in school. It just took a hell of a long time because I didn't have a stable roof over my head. Throughout all high school, I actually like couch surfed. So luckily I had a lot of friends because my cousin Abel and I are a month apart or so. And all his friends from like football, basketball, baseball, guy friends saw me like a little sister, and all my girlfriends saw him like a brother, so yeah. And a lot of his friends took me in. Like their moms would let me sleep on their sofas, and I would never overstay my welcome, maybe 2 days at the most.
Wow.
So,
I did not expect to have all of this today, but listen, thank you. I'm learning so much about you. Once again, we really appreciate you sharing your upbringing, your childhood with us. And man, this is what we love with the Makings of You here on Everythang Culture. So this piggybacks from what you just expressed about your educators, but how do you feel about your education so far in life?
I wish I would have stayed in for my master's. So I have a bachelor's of science in criminal justice with a concentration in management, and I have my associates in justice administration. I think I did well for myself, especially coming from where I came from. I do think I can always do better, and I've always wanted to go back for my master's. It's really hard, and I might once my son he'll be a freshman next year. So once my son gets a little closer to, I will only be like 42 by the time he graduates. So I consider that a little bit young. So hopefully I can go back and get a degree that will pay me well.
Love it. Okay. So if you could recommend a book, a movie, and a television series, what would you recommend?
I hardly watch TV because I just don't have time.
It don't have to be anything current. It could be something that you loved watching when you was growing up. Anything. What would you recommend? Like, hey, you need to watch this.
I absolutely love The Color Purple. I think it has a lot of, is the word? I forced my kids to watch it the first time, and after that, they loved it too. They don't love it like me, but I love it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go. I'll get some wine. I'll sit down. They're like, what are you watching? I said The Color Purple. They're like, oh my God, because I watch it that much.
Yeah, you obviously don't listen to the Makings of You at Everythang Culture, because that is my favorite movie of all time, hands down. Like, I have it on DVD, I have it on Blu-ray. They took it off Netflix recently, I believe, but I can watch Color Purple anytime I want to. I have it on my phone. Like, that is, I grew up. Once again, I know the people who's listening to this right now get tired of me every time somebody says something about The Color Purple, and I just go off on this rant because it's true. Like, I love it. Such a good story.
Yes. I mean, there was a lot of questions when my kids watched it with me. Of course, kept pausing, like upset because they're fucking up the flow of the movie. But yeah, it was a teaching moment.
But that's how I started watching it. That's why I used to watch. My mother used to force me to watch it.
See, that's what I did with my kids.
Yeah. Like my grandparents, really my grandmother used to force me to watch that movie. And I used to think it was a comedy when I was a little kid. I thought it was just like, because, it's going to rain in your head. It was all this, light-hearted music. And I didn't see all the trauma until every time every 2-3 years, I watch it all the time. But the more I matured in life, more I learned things outside, I'm like, this
life experiences.
This is all about life experiences. And it's such a deep film. And I keep telling people, you need to watch this film, especially if you're a woman and if you're Black. And if you're both, you definitely need to watch it. Yeah. But it's trauma, but it's a lesson at the end of it all. But I digress. Go ahead.
You're fine. Yeah, but that would be the movie. And you said a show. Mm-hmm. I love Martin.
All right, Martin. Okay.
I mean, I just love comedy. I think it's saved. When we used to watch it when we lived in the projects, it was just something that made us laugh because there was so much seriousness to our life. So it was, yeah. Yeah. And then, you say book. Okay. Let me see. Trying to think of the last book that I read because it's been a minute. Can I come back to that one?
I was just about to say you can come back to it. Have you read the Color Purple, the book though?
No, I haven't. What? Okay. Your eyes tell me it all. I'm gonna have to
put it this way. Like I'm glad that you like it as a movie.
I was gonna say book route is better though, I think. Oh man, you're gonna make me do that tonight.
The person, the other person, that episode is going to be released this week. Same thing with the Color Purple. And I was saying, it's like y'all gonna be hearing this conversation 2 times, so y'all bear with me. But when you read the book, or you get on Audible, whatever you can do, you need to check out the book. It's going to tell so many more stories. Within, you're gonna learn, Squeak, Mary Agnes. She has a whole storyline. And it's and I'm like, why didn't you put this in the movie? Yeah. This is
because it's gonna be 7 hours.
Even with Mister has you're gonna feel a different way about Mister too. You'll be like, damn, it really gives it shows compassion towards everyone.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm definitely gonna do it.
Okay, if you can call and have a conversation with 3 people, any 3 people that you know, people that you want to know, celebrities, people that, are no longer here with us in life, or, I don't even go through any people that maybe even fiction, what 3 people would you want to speak with?
Damn it. My Nana, Bertha, and damn it, I said it was going to be good.
It happens.
I'm too damn colors. I turn pink and shit. Let me think. Give me a second.
You're fine.
I want to say someone else, but I would definitely say my Nana Clarita because she passed away when I was 11. And we were really close to her. That's my mom's mom. And I want to say someone that influenced me the most was, I don't know, I think I would say Maya Angelou, because I feel like a lot of her has been instilled in me, just a lot of her, just her words. And and I try to like carry them in my heart and like live by them, because I feel like there's just a lot of soul to who she was that I think needs to be carried in this world. It's just a lot of goodness. Genuine, good-hearted. I don't know. I just feel like she lived with passion, and I just feel that she's a good person to kind of look up to.
I love it. I would say, do you know about her childhood and upbringing?
I don't. I haven't. No, I don't.
I'm gonna send it to you after the show. It's
Okay.
I love it. I just found out last week she had her real name is not Maya Angelou. Her name is actually my mother's name, and that's all I know. I'm like, get out of here. Okay, it's so unique.
What's her name?
Marguerite Johnson.
Marguerite
Johnson. Yes.
Marguerite. Okay.
Yes. Oh man. What has been an impactful moment in your life? Welcome to the Makings of
Impactful. I would have to say recently, let me see. It was the day after Easter. There's a lot of impactful moments, but I'm going to just go back to the very recent one. Mm-hmm. And that has to be the day that I was told that by my kid's dad that he got someone else pregnant. I feel like that at that moment, because I had only ever been with him since I was 17. He was everything I ever knew. So that moment, it was such an impact that it shattered me. But at the same time, it shook the fuck out of me for me to realize how much I lost myself. And I mean lost myself from its core. I just poured myself into a man that I didn't realize how much I lost myself. Like, I absolutely tried to please this man with everything that I was, that I realized that I gained a bunch of weight. I was so depressed. And I always put this facade on. So that, I think that had to happen in order for me to be who I am today. And I'm still a work in progress. So yeah.
Once again, Melissa, I'm for real. Thank you for sharing this. This is, opening up with us for this conversation about you. This is very vulnerable conversation, but I don't say I appreciate it. I know our listeners are appreciating you as well. If you need to take a break any moment, let us know.
No, I'm good. Once that's over, I'm not drinking no more. We're good.
we got the live later on tonight, so I'll be pulling up too. So if you want to join us, we rolling. So, okay. Melissa, what is your theme song?
There's a few of them, but the one that comes to mind. Sing it. Hold on.
Oh Lord, you don't know your own theme song.
It's because I play it at the gym, and they're tired of me because I play it in the car. I play it. Oh, Sweetie. Is it Sweetie?
Saweetie.
Let's see if it's that one. It's honestly just on my workout playlist. So, and I have it on there like multiple times because I feel like it boosts me. It really does. Honestly.
But what's the name of the song? Which one?
Tap In.
Tap In. Oh gosh. Like.
Wait. Okay, that's not I was gonna honestly. Okay, every morning I listen to. I used to play this song every morning up until about like 4 years ago, for the kids and for myself in the mornings, to get them ready for school. And it always put them in a good mood because my upbringing, it was always a tear down. Every morning was such a bad day to go to school. Everyone's cussing. Everyone's just, it's crazy. So I play Mandisa Good Morning.
Mandisa Good Morning. Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Okay.
Okay.
I may have, but I would.
You know who Mandisa is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll send you her. But anyways, so, but recently, like the past 3 years or so, the song that play, because I get up at 4:30 in the morning to go work out, the song that plays off my Alexa is Kirk Franklin's Smile.
Oh, I know that one.
And then, well, I mean, it plays like his whole, just a bunch of songs from him, but that's the one that I wake up to. It just makes me happy.
Love it.
So,
shout out to Kirk. Shout out to Mandisa. Shout out to Saweetie. We appreciate you giving us these theme songs here to keep us going and rolling in life.
a little bit of Megan.
Not throwing the H-Town hottie,
Just playing. Marvin Gaye is my all-time favorite, though.
Really? Marvin?
Since I was little, it's so weird. My dad was always a Motown. We grew up in all the, like, Kool and the Gang comes, I take my dad. My God. All the old good ass soulful singers, I'll call my dad. He's the only one. My mom be acting like she's a whole saved and shit. So I'll take my dad.
Liz, loud and clear. Okay. How do you define joy?
Joy. It's whatever makes you happy. It's whatever makes you smile, whatever brings good memories, good thoughts to you, whatever you enjoy doing.
Okay. Love it. What privileges do you benefit from?
Privileges. I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know if there is
I don't know is an answer. That is okay.
Well, I don't believe that I benefit from anything, because I mean, all my best friends, I have like a handful of best friends. They always tell me, "Oh, you probably," because I look Caucasian. They're like, "You probably don't get talked to or don't get followed at Walmart." And I'm like, "Oh no, I still do." Like, if I forget the carreta or the cart, or the basket, whatever, and I'm walking around with just the stuff in my hand, or there's times, I'm not gonna lie, I'll put it in my purse because I'm gonna pay for my stuff, so then I'll take it out, scan it. I mean, there's still people that follow me, and I don't know if I can't really say I have any benefits.
No, you fine. Okay. Let's see. And what areas do you need to heal? I know. I ask everyone that question though.
So I'm told anger isn't a real emotion. It's an underlying emotion. So I would say like the pain and the trauma from my childhood. Yeah, that's my mom's and I's relationship, my dad's and I's relationship, abandonment. Let's see. I've learned a lot in the past year since my newfound me, I should say. Or that was 2 years ago, that was 2020. So, but the first, I would say 6 months or so, I wasn't sure. So the first week I was just livid with anger. So I would say there was a lot of, what I am trying to forgive him for, the kid's dad, is because I kind of worked through most of it. is there's like a whole backstory. I don't know if you want all this, but
This is your episode, Melissa.
So we had talked about being done having kids. Oh, I don't know if I want to go there. And basically he said, so he didn't want to get a vasectomy because he's a Mexican, typical fucking Mexican man. And of course I took it upon, us Mexican women are always doing the fucking most for the wrong people. And I took it upon myself to make an appointment because we talked about us being done with kids. And this was at the end of 2019. And so I set my appointment to get my tubes tied. And all the while, like January I had my appointment in February, beginning of February. He sat with me in the hospital and everything and let me tie my tubes while he knew the other woman, he had someone else pregnant. So that part. So then in April when he told me he had someone else pregnant, that's when I realized, like, oh wow, you fucking sat with me in the hospital and let me tie my tubes. Why would you do that? His response was, because I didn't want you to give another man a baby. And that I can say is the biggest thing I'm trying to work on, because when I think about it, I don't even know if I want a baby. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've been having baby fever like a motherfucker. I kind of do. I'm a good ass mom. I love kids. I actually wanted to adopt kids because when I started raising my sister's kids, I'm like, I ain't fucking having no kids. Hell nah. Nope, I ain't doing this shit. This is too much. I can't, because I already lost all my damn sleep before I was a damn teen. So I was like, I'm done. Because my sister really, she just did it. Me and my mom did it. So, yeah, I really didn't think I was going to have kids, or want, I should say. But I mean, when I met him, of course I wanted kids, blah, 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 blah. Blase. Then my dumb ass got pregnant and all that other stuff happened. But yeah, so fast forward to what I was saying. Yeah, that's the part I'm trying to heal the most when it comes to their dad, because I can see him and then I see the baby. By the way, I love that fucking kid. He is the cutest little kid. We were just at my daughter's softball game yesterday. I'll send you pictures. He's so damn cute. He's so damn cute. I love him. My friends tell me I'm fucking crazy. When I went on my cruise, I bought him a little shirt. Like, I buy him shit the same way I buy my kids. I can't find it in me. He's not his fault. So.
About to cry over here. Oh.
He's so cute. And what's crazy is that everybody thinks I'm his mom because he's light skinned. Yeah. My kids are dark skinned, so yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. But Lord. Okay. But I should go make me a drink, but we good. We'll keep it rolling. That would have been a hard sip right there.
Yeah.
Wow. So.
But it's okay. Like I said, if I find me a man, I wouldn't mind having a baby though. A good man, a good husband. I wouldn't mind having a baby. I mean, I still work. Yeah. So.
I got you. When did you realize you were different?
I want to say maybe like 5 or 6. And before my skin change, before my vitiligo took over, I had like a big birthmark right here, like very noticeable. It's not there because...
I have one too.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, not only that, but to me, what was different is I was very emotional about everything. My sisters call me crybaby, but I always knew that there was a lot more to me than just being like a second oldest child. I was always caring. I was always giving a lot of myself. Ever since I was little, my mom always told me that Like I was always giving up my toys just to make other people happy. And I think that's just something that can be a totally bad thing too, because I learned no is a good thing. No, you can say no. Because then you pour too much of yourself into others and then you're depleted. So, but yeah.
Yes.
I was about 5 or 6.
Absolutely. Love it. Let me share, what age did your vitiligo go into effect, if you can remember?
Right when I had my damn son. I was 24. It started with a tiny dot under my eye, tiny, and then a tiny one on my boob, my boob. And then it just, like, it started not spreading in those spaces, but just spreading everywhere else. And I don't know if you know much about it, but it takes over, like, your, I don't know if I would say private, I guess your private areas. It takes over the parts you don't show much. And then then that shit spreads. So it spreads like from the inside out, or, you know what I mean? The center.
My mother had it.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know when I was.
You could have told me to shut up. You know what I'm talking about.
Because I'll let you talk, because this is your episode. You know, this is your conversation with the world. You know, this is good. This is something your kids can listen to, or your grandkids get to know a little bit more about you, or, you know, this is your thing. So I try to be a little bit quiet at times, because I'm still learning from you, because I don't know everything. I don't know everything about Melissa. You feel me? So, but yeah, I know it's something. My mother, she really couldn't go out in the sun that frequently, you know, because of,
did you see that big old hat I had?
Yeah, I did. I recognize that. And
that was because everybody thought I was being bougie. I said, no, I'm like so humble. I'm not bougie in the least. I just knew that my skin. Yeah, I fell asleep one of the days in the sun just hit that thigh and that shit was burnt in a stripe because of the palm trees. So it was like boom, and it just burned fire. It was fire.
Oh, no. But I did recognize, I think when you posted the pictures when you went on vacation, I realized, she got a vitiligo. I did not know that. But it's something that I pay attention to. I'm aware to. I bring it up in this conversation I want to have more in the future for people that don't know what it is and how it affects people and what people are thinking about. Even because this was like in the early 90s, mid 90s, when Michael Jackson had, and everybody was teasing Michael Jackson. I was that kid. It was like, he's not lying. You know, that's a real thing. You know,
he might have speeded it up in some weird way, but
he definitely speeded it up. He definitely did it, but you know, people don't know how to deal with certain things at times.
Yeah.
People have, and being in a spot like that, you know, no matter how rich you may be, you still worry about other people's perspective of your image. You know,
that's right.
Yeah, but thank you again for sharing. How do you? So I will try to rephrase this question the best way. So when someone passes in your family, how do you and your family go through the process of funerals, or, you know, what do y'all do for it? How do y'all deal with grief? How do y'all deal with that process? How do you celebrate or recognize death?
So we recently just lost my cousin that was 48, beat cancer twice, and then got COVID and passed away in 3 days. And it was the same week that my daughter's Sweet 16 was. So it was hella hard on the family. That was just last October. And so the way we do it in our family is, it's really, I don't know. I feel like it's the same for, I guess, everybody that I know. Black, Mexican, Native, all families really get together. We get together. We try to be there for one another, especially the cousins or the dads or moms that were the closest to her siblings, or to them. And we just share stories about what it was, you know, what our own unique stories that we had with those people, and leading up into the, you know, making the arrangements. Everybody, I guess the closest people to her, to the person that passes, has their say. It can be, I think, like any other family, very, could be hella dramatic. And I mean, like, drama. She wanted this, she didn't want that, blah, 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 you know. She wants her man there. She wants her baby dad there. It gets like that. So I think it's the same, but it's in my cousins that are Catholic, or the people that have passed that are Catholic, it's different. The rituals, the praying to the santos and all that other stuff is a lot more. The service is a lot more longer. When it's like a Christian or a Baptist funeral, it's because I've gone to those a few of those lately. It's rather quickly, just honoring their life, having a celebration of life, eating together, coming together, having a slideshow, music, just playing, not for dancing, but to each their own, and just really, checking up on each other in the weeks and the months that follow, because that grief doesn't go away.
Absolutely. Thank you. Once again, we are with Melissa, and y'all are listening to The Makings of You with Melissa Perez. Y'all make sure to tune in. Make sure to share with a friend. Make sure to like and leave a comment. But yeah, so we're going right into it. And once again, it's so similar when you're saying how things go for death. But I've never been to a Catholic funeral, but I've been to a Catholic wedding, 2 of them. And when I talk about long, I'm like, I
cannot with the weddings. That's why I'm like, when I get married, it's going to be 10 minutes, maybe. I don't know how long it takes, but in Jesus' name,
baby, hey,
amen.
Roll out. Okay. So,
yeah.
If you were wealthy beyond all means, money was not an issue, but you had to keep one job, one career. You had to do something. What would that something be?
Well, I'd want it to be worth it, but I don't really need the money. So I would honestly say I love social work, and I loved working with the kids. It was really stressful. I think you know this. But what I do now as a resource coordinator, and just provide resources to families, whether they're in need or not, or even just direction on where to find these resources. I love what I do. I feel like I'm not in a stressful, intense position, but I'm still in a helpful one. And to me, I've always wanted to be some kind of help to anyone that comes across me.
Love it. Other than tonight, or at this moment, when was the last time you cried?
Oh my God. When did I have a meltdown? It was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. I told you my daughter's 16. So she came for me, and of course, a social worker or a former social worker can't be having CPS called on her ass for snatching her kids. So I had to remove myself from my own house. I was like, and I just took a drive. I went to the park. I sat there and I cried and I prayed and I journaled. So I wrote my feelings down. And what's crazy is that we used to journal, my kids and I, a lot to each other. I give them both a journal, and they give it to me back one night. We don't do it every night, but at least we try to do it twice a week. We haven't done it in like 6 months, but that's one thing I realized when I was writing at the park that I need to start doing with my kids, because I feel like they're at this age where I know it was hard for me, but I also had different struggles, okay? I was trying to figure out where the fuck I'm sleeping. For my kids, I really don't know what it is to have a stable home. What are your struggles? Like, what are you fucking mad about? Because you got food, you got a roof over your head. What are you mad about? What could you be mad about? Because your damn pants didn't go over your ass? Really? Like, what are you mad about? I don't understand. Because I don't ever remember me crying over fucking clothes. Like, it ain't that serious. I'm sorry, I'm cussing now. But still, that's...
This is your episode.
That's the shit that I just... But yeah, it was Sunday. And I felt like a bad mom. And yeah, I felt like a horrible ass mom, because I told them they were trying to just ask me questions while I was going to just stay in my room and just isolate, and it didn't work like that because they were still knocking. Then I even thought, oh, I like to take a bath. Let me take a bath and relax. It didn't work either. Because when I put on the water, they heard the water and they're just like, Mom. And I was like, yeah, I think I have to leave. And I left. I left crying. I don't even know why I was crying. I think I was overwhelmed. Yeah.
Sound like a lot. Hey, but you're doing a great job, and we appreciate you, especially with Everythang Culture. Oh, Lordy. That's we've had, we usually have a Mother's Day and a Father's Day episode each season. So, you got to check that out. If you like to come on the next one, I'd love to have some more diversity, some more experience come on as well. But I understand how that vent can happen on both directions. Lord, I almost forgot my next question. If you could, okay, what would you rather? Would you rather have your future self come and visit you and give you advice, or you can ask your future self questions, or would you want to go back in the past and talk to your younger self and answer questions and give advice?
Can my future self and my younger self meet?
Nah, that's not an option because it have to involve you.
Well, they're both me, but okay.
Current you, sorry, yes.
Okay, so I know I'm just bullshitting. Oh man. Oh, I would have to say I will want my future self to come and talk to me now, because there's times where I don't even feel I'm on the path that I should be on, or taking the necessary steps that I need to, to better my kids' future. So it's just the uncertainty of, am I making the right choices now, that I would love to know, or what I should change, what I should do differently.
Love it. So, how do you relax?
How a person would. Let me see. I like to take a bath, and Monday. Okay. I'll see you later. Love you. Love you. Bye. My son's leaving with his dad.
Oh.
I like to take a bath. Actually, I like it when my kids are not here. My daughter's here, but when my kids are not here, that's when I feel I can relax. So I'll turn off all the lights. I have these neon lights, and then I'll run a bath, put on the music, and just soak. Actually, it's like R&B music. It's so weird because I used to hate, it's so weird. I think it's just weird how you can see your growth, because I used to hate that when all that shit happened to me 2 years ago with their dad. I used to just hate listening to love songs, and I was like, fuck this shit, But now I'm just like, I love it.
Growth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm like, bitch, got this. You're fine. So, and I soak, and then I get out, and I'm probably gonna leave it there. But I like to wear lingerie for myself. So
treat yourself. That's all you gotta do.
Yep, and I go to sleep, and I will literally drink wine and go to sleep.
Hey, a whole what's the folks call a whole vibe.
That's a whole ass vibe. I sometimes forget to turn off the radio. I wake up and the shit's still playing. Or the music. So then when I don't have that's Friday night. Saturday, then I'll just go out, have a drink, And usually, most of the time, my friends will flake on me, so I'll end up out alone. And they're like, "You're not scared?" I'm like, "I was, but I had to learn. You came here alone, girl. You got this."
Make sure to send this to them so they can hear you how they be flaking on you. So you be knowing.
I tell them all the time.
Okay.
All the time. I'm like, really? Again? Okay.
It's cool.
Okay.
How you feeling? How's it coming along?
Good.
Okay, you
Good.
got it. 5 more questions. You knocking
Really?
it out. Yeah. It wasn't that difficult. I'm telling you, rocking it. Okay. So, my favorite question.
Okay.
What if this would be your last meal? What will it be? And who will prepare the meal for you? And it could be anybody. Anything and anyone.
Okay, so this is kind of, I don't think this makes sense, but this is what it is. I absolutely love soul food. Mac and cheese, greens. I love all soul food. I drive to Phoenix to eat better soul food. I drive 2 hours to go eat. So I would love my nana to cook for me. The sopita, like noodles and like tomato sauce and just her seasoning, whatever the fuck it is. We've learned to make it. It's like onions, just a bunch of onions, garlic. It's just her special sopita. That supposedly cured everything, right?
Mm.
So I would like that, but my last meal, it would have to be soul food. And honestly, and this is why I've been wanting to travel, and I've actually been traveling. For my birthday, I'll be in Houston, which you need to help me with, because I need to eat all the goods.
Hey, I got to. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about them the other day. Phil and Derek's. Oh my gosh, I love Phil and Derek's. Phil and Derek's. I'll shoot you. We follow each other on IG. This is like I talk my noise on TikTok and Twitter on IG about sugar grits, but I eat grits in all type of ways. Okay, that's first and foremost. I eat grits all type of ways. My first time liking grits was no more than like 6 years ago. I just started really eating grits like 6 years ago. That's a lot of people don't understand. My first time liking them was at Phil and Derek's, and they had cheese grits and shrimp, and they had a soul food buffet. So every Friday they'll have I don't know if they still have it or not, but they had a soul food buffet, and man, it used to go down through there. It's right near the courthouse, so we'll leave, a hearing, anything of that nature. We'll go down. Shout out to my girl Kashana. Shout out to Quana. And we'll be, oh my goodness, on a Friday with good drinks. They have good soul. They can have like the live band sometimes. They have a piano right when you walk in. It's and to kind of find out the person from our hometown decorated the interior of the place. So it's like it's like a lounge with a patio. It's really cool spot to chill out. So shout out to Phil and Derek's. Hey. And that one's for the free, okay? Like,
I gotta try.
Yeah, I love Phil and Derek, seriously.
Well, that Fats place you told me about down where you're at, that shit. Hey. I got grits and shrimp. That's why you're talking about it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to tell you. That's what I ate.
Oh yeah, it's like I know one thing about me. I know how to eat. That's something I can make sure I find a spot. But yeah, and that's why that's my favorite question too. So, yeah. What is your favorite holiday?
I would have to say Christmas. Okay. Because it just reminds me of my Nana Clarita and all her traditions that we carry on. Christmas Eve is when my family celebrates it, and all the cousins. It hasn't happened since COVID, of course, but all the cousins get together, and tios, and this is like, of course, the ones that don't talk to each other. We all get together, and we have a really good time. There's about like 35 girl cousins and like maybe 10 boys. So, and then we all have kids. So there's like there's a ton of us. Yeah.
I love it. That they kind of remind. It's not about me. It's about
Go ahead. No.
We'll talk. Okay. We'll talk about that later. This is your episode right here because I can get on talking about that. So what was your favorite year of Christmas? Like, what was the year that you like? This was the year.
If I ever meet you, I'm gonna punch you for making me cry so much. Oh, that's how I show cariño, okay, or affection.
But if you would have listened to the makings of you, if you listen to Everything Culture, you know it's like this. These are the same questions.
I should have. It's like I'm so supportive. I'm like, yay, but I should be better. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, no pressure. But I'm gonna let you know this is good. This is what we do.
Hey, well, you know what? I probably wouldn't agree to it.
And this is, but now we're getting the genuine you. You know.
Yeah. I would have to say the last Christmas with my Nana Clarita. And again, I was 10 when she was last here. So everybody seemed a lot, well, I mean, I was younger, so I mean, I'm sure there was drama, but everybody seemed a lot happier, a lot more cheerful. There was this on the block that we lived in, South Tucson, the city of South Tucson, because there's South Tucson and there's a little sector of city of South Tucson. They have this thing called Miracle on 31st Street. So it was like Santa would come down and they set up they set up these things. It was like for the less fortunate kids, which we were always, and we would go in line and wait, and they stamp our hands and they give us a gift and a tell me if you know what this is. Trash bag, a brown bag of like nuts and oranges.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, my Nana would collect all our bags because those are the best oranges. So she cut them up for us. It was just so great. I wish we had tajin back then. I don't think tajin was there, but I fuck up some tajin with oranges all the time now. So, But yeah.
I like tamarind. That's what I rock with more than anything else.
Tamarind, what's that?
It's like a certain type of. It's like seasoned fruit. It's a type of fruit, but it like they put it on straws. Dang, I only get it from my hood Latin joints and my spots, and like it's like a plum almost.
Oh,
seasoned with tamarind.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. They're either saladitos or they're dried up plums.
Yes. But it's like
saladitos. Are they juicy?
Well, okay. So, okay, they have the dry part in a spoon, but behind the spoon, it's like this candy that's behind it. And it's like seasoned candy. You can tell it got tamarind in it. And sometimes, like, when you go to spots and that, like, up here, and I never seen it anywhere else, but you go to a spot up here, the straw would be covered with it. And, like...
Tamarindo?
I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that may be it.
And it's spicy?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yes. So in our maybe because it's over here in Arizona by the border. In our Costco, I don't know if yours or Sam's, they have what is a tambo? A bin, like a little circle bin.
A jug, yes.
Okay. Good word.
Same thing. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, yeah, I love it. This is one of the questions people usually skip. This is just a new one too. This is like the fourth time I'm asking it. Would you like to tell us a secret?
Let me see. A secret. I mean, I'm not a natural blonde, but I think you know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So.
My natural hair is light brown. But fun fact, I only go light because of my skin. So when I'm dark haired, and I actually bought myself a wig to see how I would look back to my natural self, my skin pops. It just pops way more than what it is. So my mouth, it's just, it draws a lot more attention, and I'm kind of low key. I just
like a little subtle.
Yeah, I do it. I mean, I love it now. It's grown on me, but I originally did the blonde hair to calm down my skin tone because I was already a light skinned person, but these white spots are hella white, so it made my brown spots look darker, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. I love who I am now. It's grown on me. I've accepted it. I fell into a super deep depression for like 4 years when it started. So, but I did a lot to try to fix it. I thought I could do steroids, pills from China, just a bunch of stuff that I realized, like, girl, this is who you are.
My mother did the same thing. Trust me.
Yeah.
I was, once again, we ain't talking about me tonight. We'll talk about that later, but that's a
You
conversation.
better remember, you better be jotting some notes because I'm going to ask.
Oh, we'll chop it up. Once again. And we do have the Makings of Mr. D713 too. But
these questions are bouncing off of my comments, so I need to know those.
I got you. So, last three. How would you want people to remember you?
As a loving, passionate, selfless woman. Just someone that would give, I'm always there to listen to, like, so I would just want them to remember me as the most genuine person, or one of the most genuine persons that they meet. And I've learned to live in a lot more positive light this past 2 years. So that too.
Love it. What changes do you want to see in your culture?
Man. Honestly, unity within itself, because there's a lot of like, if you're a dark brown Mexican or if you're a light brown Mexican, it's like they themselves treat you like you're white. They themselves kind of like exile you to be this, they assume you get these privileges. They assume you live this other type of lifestyle. Just unity in general, like, understand we all come from the same struggles. I know a lot of people have different struggles, but it really doesn't mean that you got to treat people like shit. I mean, lately, just the examples of my daughter's softball team girls, it blows my mind how mean. And they're, I want to say 90% Hispanic girls, maybe like 3 white girls, and the rest were black girls. And it's always split. Like, it's just, even I'm talking just the Mexican chicks, just the Latina, it's always a split, like, between the ones that speak perfect Spanish and the ones that speak Spanglish and the ones that speak no damn Spanish. It's always a battle. So it's like, and that's what you get too. I mean, it happened to me in high school. In general, I just feel like I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, but I can cuss your ass out in Spanish and I can get by at the store.
You can make it.
Yeah, so that's what I would like. Just unity in general. I mean, I think that should happen in this world, but just in general, I guess within my people, yeah. I guess I didn't tell you this part, but my mom's dad is Native. He never registered his 11 kids, so in turn my mom couldn't register us. So we're a descendant to that. I work for the tribe, so the same tribe that they say he is, but we grew up in the culture too. I mean, on the reservation, there's certain pueblos, towns within Tucson that have like the new Pascua. It's Pascua Yaqui is the native tribe. There's like New Pascua, there's Old Pascua, and then there's Barrio Libre Pascua. So we grew up in South Tucson in Barrio Libre, so it's just different. It's just within itself, and within the native culture, it's a lot more strenuous against each other. Like, if you're not related to the main people, I guess you're kind of looked down upon. So there's just a lot. I guess unity would be one of the words to kind of like sum up everything. Acceptance.
Oh, that's Sounds great to me. I tell you that. So, last question, and it kind of brings in what changes you want to see in your culture, but what are you doing different than the people before you?
What am I doing different? I'm healing. I'm using my voice, not to say I don't cuss out my kids every now and then, but I'm using my voice in the most appropriate way that I've learned. And I really think DCS has helped me so much realize it brought up a lot of stuff that stirred the pot that I was like, ooh, that's me. Like, God, I gotta fix myself before I
Doesn't
pour
it
it onto my kids. Like, damn, I'll be coming from me like that. But anyway, I would say healing, therapy. My kids are in therapy. I think, what am I doing differently? I'm voicing my opinion in the best appropriate way possible with my parents. We were taught to be seen, not heard. We were taught to, when grown folks are talking, get out the fucking kitchen or, leave the area. We were taught, there's a lot of similarities. It's just like, I talk to my friends and we were all kind of raised the same. So now I try to teach, like, what is that? They call it soft parenting. I talk a lot to my kids. And then of course I'm like, okay, so this talking shit ain't working. So what do you want me to do? Like, they've seen the crazy ass mom, so you want her to come out? And then after that, I'm like, let's not do that because I don't even like her.
Keep her in the back. Keep her locked up.
Yeah, she belongs back there. So yeah, but that's what I think I'm doing differently. I mean, I'm a work in progress, definitely. There's a lot to learn. And
we appreciate it. And we appreciate you allowing us to learn a little bit more about you here on the Makings of Melissa. So Melissa, if you're trying to be found, if the people out here that's listening to our voices and watching us on the YouTube, where can people find Melissa through social media? If you're trying to be found. Yeah.
I'm so new to social media, but it's funny because I have all the social medias, and that probably sounds like an old lady thing to say because I still do not. I'm learning. Literally, you guys have taught me so much on Twitter. I'm like, I barely started commenting. Like, who the fuck have you seen? Yes, I'm like, look at me. I'm telling you, I've learned so much in the past 3 weeks. It's crazy. So I'm supposed to say my name. What did it? See, I don't even know.
What's your at? Yeah. If you can't remember, I can throw it up there later. I know one is, I think TikTok is at males.
Oh, my at is mperez0325. That's Twitter. What was the other one? Oh,
yeah, TikTok is male B or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's Snapchat, I think, isn't it?
I don't do Snapchat. Well, I do Snapchat, but I don't do Snapchat no more. Snapchat is about to be deleted. So
is it?
For me.
Oh, okay. And Instagram is Mel_B_S_Perez. That's a long ass one. Of course.
So we go hook it up right here, but yeah, that's how y'all can find Miss Melissa here. Once again, we got to say thank y'all for tuning in with us with Everythang Culture for the Makings of Melissa. You can find us anywhere you listen to a podcast. Make sure you share this with your folks. That's the big thing to say. We're going to be stepping into season 4 very soon. Melissa will be an upcoming guest on one of our series, and we're so excited about it. So if y'all have any questions y'all looking for us, make sure to check us out at www.everythangculture.com, and make sure to check out the new merchandise as well. But we want to say thank you all, and God bless. Peace.
God bless.
What's happening, good people? It's your host, Drake, the Mr. D713 with Everythang Culture. Just letting you know, thank you. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Makings of You. We greatly appreciate your support. We look forward to more support in season 4. Make sure you check out www.everythangculture.com for our new merchandise, as well as check out all of our social media sites from Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and IG. We're all over. We greatly appreciate your support, and we'll look forward to seeing y'all in the next episode. Peace.